I set up this test board with a camera rig for my Connex camera to test a bunch of different lenses and focal lengths and just to kind of see which is the best camera lens for the Connex camera. And I quickly came across a problem with the camera that has about a 3 or 4 degree bias to the left. And you can see from these photos that this one's my setup on a tripod. This is my setup showing its right angle to the board in both the vertical and horizontal axis, and centered directly at the center dot. And then I have 2-inch squares going up and down and 2-inch squares going left and right. And you can see from this shot right here that even though it's centered directly at this black square, there's only 3 squares, not even 3 squares on the right, and there's almost 4 squares on the left. And this didn't seem right, and I changed it and manipulated a bunch of different ways, but I still had the same problem with the camera being biased to the left. You can see from this view that I have the camera pointed off to the right in order to center the black dot perfectly in the middle of the screen and have the image go from edge to edge perfectly on the board. And the board is exactly the same distance from the left edge to center from the right edge to center. So now here I have the image perfectly centered, but you can see I've got the camera angled right off to the right. And you can see from this other image where I have a protractor in there, just to kind of give an estimate of the amount of angle it is biased to the left. All the images that I've shown are all testing one particular Connex camera. I have 3 other Connex cameras and tested those, and was surprised to find out that some are biased to the left and some are biased to the right. One was actually pretty close to center. It just seems weird that there is this inconsistency among the cameras. Obviously you don't want to fly with a camera that has a bias one way or the other when FPV racing, because that can make a difference between making a gate and not. I also tested this one camera with the 3-degree bias using a bunch of different lenses, and all these images that I'm showing here are all with the camera directly lined up straight in front of the black dot, right angle in both the horizontal and vertical axis. And you can see in all these images, whether it's a 1.8, a 2.1, a 2.5, the stock lens, the 1.4 HP Plus lens, they all show the image favoring the left side pretty significantly. And this doesn't apply to all cameras, but being an inconsistency between the cameras, I think it's important to test the camera to make sure that it's either straight, or if it's not straight, you're going to have to line the camera up in your quad perfectly so that it is pointed straight ahead. I made this video because I want to see if anybody else is having this problem, and I'm also going to send it to Connex to see if they can explain why there is this problem with the camera.